This advancement will change the face of warfare. But even more significant than that, it will take the focus of combat away from battleships and precision-guided weapons and give warfare starring role to a new player.
What's up, Meta Nerds? This video will take us from the MS-02 and 3, which might just be the most obscure mobile suits out there. Finding any data on them at all was incredibly difficult. If you want to keep this series going, please hit that like button, it really does help. But let's get into it with this sheet, and at the end we'll get into the YMS-03 Waff, since that directly leads into the MS-04, and the 4 and 5 do have enough info to get their own video, which will be coming soon. So I've had this translated and it reads, MS-01 original version, pilot Zeon military general use, the first prototype mobile suit derived from the Mobile Worker series. Developed as part of early MS research, it was used mainly for testing and technological development. The experience gained from this unit led to the refinement of later mobile suits. MS-02 origin version, pilot Zeon military general use. A prototype mobile suit developed by utilizing the Mobile Worker system. It incorporated an operational feedback system, called an alpha system, to enhance pilot control and combat efficiency. The unit's structural elements were carried over into the MS-03 series, and it also shows the MS-04 prototype Zaku, origin version, pilot Zeon military / Rambaral. The first true combat mobile suit evolving from the MS-03. A predecessor to the Zaku series, it laid the foundation for Zeon's future mass-produced MS units. Armament tests included machine guns and cannons, with emphasis on enhanced mobility. This manga page seems to be about the 02 since it's commenting on improvements from a previous mobile suit. Dazzle? Well, the range of motion for the arms and legs has improved significantly. Oh, and after that. What's being referenced here to be after that could actually be the YMS-03 Waff. Maybe not technically starting with the MS, but it directly leads to the MS-04 Bugu, and is the first one that is military capable, what we might think of as a proper, modern mobile suit in the way you think of a war mech. One of the biggest problems with the Mobile Worker MW-01 model was the oversized generator, which had to be mounted externally like a giant backpack. Garen Zabi saw this as a joke. He even considered scrapping the entire MS project, thinking the final type looked ridiculous hauling around an exposed engine.
What kind of weapon exposes its engine by strapping it on its back?
The Waff was a major breakthrough. Thanks to Professor Trenov Wymanovsky, a new fusion reactor was designed, smaller and compact enough to fit into the suit's frame. Manovsky also introduced the fluid pulse system, which used Manovsky particles to improve energy efficiency and maneuverability, making mobile suits more effective in space combat.
These are the schematics of my latest fusion reactor. As you can see, it is a quantum leap smaller than existing models, and there is no impact on its output. And this right here is the fluid pulse system, which makes use of Minovsky particles. By using this method, we can smooth out the drive system and make active attitude control possible.
During tests in areas filled with Minovsky particles, the Waff showed performance levels that suggested it could outperform warships and guided missiles in space combat. Like the Mobile Worker Model 01 late type, the Waff's forearms could be swapped out for different attachments. In UC 0074, Minovsky presented a video simulation of the Waff to Garen Zabi, hoping to convince him that a Minovsky fusion-powered mobile suit was viable. He even promised Garen that a working model would be ready within the year. And true to his word, the Waff was quickly completed. However, after its completion, development had already shifted toward a more combat-ready successor. The Waff never entered formal production, as it was quickly phased out in favor of the newer designs. It would stand 17.34 meters or 56 feet 11 inches, more than a 5-story building, or less than a meter shorter than the RX-78-2 Gundam. The Waff was not only a technological leap in mobile suit development, but it also introduced new weapon concepts, like the Heat Hawk, a devastating melee weapon capable of slicing through armor in most vehicles. The working principle behind the Heat Hawk appears to be induction heating, where an electromagnetic field passes through the blade, heating it to extreme temperatures. Powered by the mobile suit's reactor, the electromagnetic current rapidly heats the blade, making it an effective anti-armor weapon. While traditional blades might be made of hardened steel, which melts around 2000 Kelvin, a more advanced material, like the tantalum hafnium carbide, which has the highest known upper use temperature of 4050 Kelvin, could theoretically be used for the Heat Hawk's blade, ensuring durability and resistance to extreme heat in combat. It also had a prototype bazooka, and a shield that can stop most conventional weaponry. Now this sheet helps us understand the out-of-universe reasons for why info on the MS-02 was so hard to find. The Zaku that vanished like a phantom on paper. This mobile suit design was planned for the Origin, but it never appeared in the final version. Although the Zaku name was attached to this concept, it was ultimately abandoned before its development was finalized. This title reads, with exclamation point and question mark, was the MS project almost cancelled? MS-02. The MS project is cancelled warning was issued, nearly stopping development. However, Xeon researchers were determined to continue their research, ensuring that mobile suits would eventually become a reality. The MS-02 prototype represents an early mobile suit concept, which was later revised into the final Zaku design. Yoshikazu Yasuhiko check. Originally, this design was meant to be a heavy industry machine for work use. The concept was adjusted multiple times, making it closer to a combat mobile suit. One major challenge was whether this design should be used as a precursor to later MS models, or remain in the original function as a work machine. In continuing with this, it just shows how they make that jump to the 04. Origin MS concept development, pages 14 to 15, introduced the first original mobile suit design appearing in the Origin. The editorial team referred to it as Early Zaku, and it was fully sketched out by Yoshikazu Yasuhiko. Initially, 3 different units were mentioned, but only one was officially recognized in the storyline. First generation ZIXA-2, the initial concept model laying the foundation for early MS development. Second generation, the ZIXA-3, also known as the MS-01, the semi-production test model refining the basic humanoid structure. And so it just skips 2 and 3. The next thing it says is third generation MS-04, further refined to MS-04 specifications, later transitioning into early combat capable units. During the storyboarding phase, there was consideration of additional prototypes, but not all were included in the final storyline. So most have never seen the MS-2 and 3. When you include the YMS-03 Waff, I hope you now better understand the progression from the 1 all the way to the 4, and be sure to look out for the videos breaking down the 4 and 5 very soon. Please hit that like button, it really is the best way to help me out. Subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out these other videos, I'm sure you'll like them. But most important of all, remember, the 2 and 3 are no Zaku.